Hello my friends, welcome to your channel. Today's story is a tale of Aladdin. For a better view, please turn your mobile phone horizontally. Let's dive in. In a bustling city of old, where the streets were filled with merchants peddling their wares, and the air was thick with the scent of exotic spices, lived a young man named Aladdin. Orphaned at a young age, Aladdin made a living through his wits and agility, often resorting to petty theft to survive. Despite his circumstances, he harbored dreams of a life far grander than the one he led, filled with adventure and wealth beyond measure. One day, as Aladdin wandered through the busy market, he was approached by a man dressed in luxurious robes, adorned with jewels that sparkled under the midday sun. The man, who introduced himself as Mustafa, claimed to be a merchant from a distant land. He eyed Aladdin with a peculiar intensity, and Aladdin, sensing an opportunity, listened carefully. "Young man," Mustafa began, his voice smooth and persuasive, "I have been searching for someone with your particular skills. If you help me, I can promise you riches beyond your wildest dreams." Aladdin, intrigued and cautious, asked, "What do you need me to do?" "There is a cave," Mustafa explained, "just outside the city. It is said to hold treasures beyond imagination, but only one of pure heart can enter. I believe you are that person." Despite his skepticism, Aladdin agreed. The promise of wealth was too alluring to ignore. They set out at dawn, traversing rocky terrain until they arrived at the mouth of a dark and foreboding cave. Mustafa handed Aladdin a simple brass ring and said, "This ring will protect you. Inside, you will find a lamp. Bring it to me, and you will be richly rewarded." With trepidation, Aladdin entered the cave. The air was cool and damp, and the walls glistened with the reflection of his torchlight. As he ventured deeper, the path opened into a vast cavern filled with glittering treasures, gold coins, jeweled goblets, and intricately woven tapestries. In the center of the cavern, on a pedestal of stone, sat an old, seemingly ordinary lamp. Aladdin carefully retrieved the lamp and turned to leave, but as he did, the ground beneath him began to tremble. Rocks fell from the ceiling, and the entrance to the cave started to collapse. Aladdin sprinted toward the exit, but he was too late. The entrance sealed shut with a deafening crash, trapping him inside. Despair washed over him, but then he remembered the ring Mustafa had given him. As he examined it, he noticed an inscription in a language he couldn't read. On a whim, he rubbed the ring. To his astonishment, a great plume of smoke erupted from the ground, coalescing into the form of a powerful genie. "Who summons me?" the genie boomed. "It is I, Aladdin," he replied, his voice trembling with a mix of fear and awe. "You have freed me from the ring," the genie said. "In return, I shall grant you 3 wishes." Aladdin's mind raced. He knew he had to choose his wishes carefully. For his first wish, he asked, "Take me out of this cave and back to my home." With a snap of the genie's fingers, Aladdin found himself standing in the familiar streets of his city, the lamp still in his hand. His second wish was for enough wealth to live comfortably for the rest of his days. Instantly, he was dressed in fine clothes, and his humble dwelling transformed into a grand house filled with gold and jewels. Word of Aladdin's sudden fortune spread quickly. He became known as one of the wealthiest men in the city, but he kept the secret of the lamp and the genie to himself. Despite his newfound wealth, Aladdin still felt something was missing. He longed for adventure, and perhaps even love. One day, while strolling through the palace gardens, Aladdin's gaze fell upon Princess Jasmine, the Sultan's daughter. She was beautiful, with eyes that sparkled like the stars, and a smile that could melt the coldest heart. Aladdin was smitten, but he knew that, as a commoner, he had little chance of winning her affection. Determined to change his fate, Aladdin decided to use his final wish. He summoned the genie once more and said, "I wish to be a prince, worthy of Princess Jasmine's hand." The genie nodded, and with a wave of his hand, Aladdin's transformation was complete. He now stood adorned in regal attire, and a procession of servants and exotic animals followed him as he made his way to the palace. The Sultan, impressed by Aladdin's apparent wealth and status, welcomed him warmly. Over time, Aladdin and Jasmine grew close. She was charmed by his kindness and adventurous spirit, and he was captivated by her intelligence and grace. They spent their days exploring the palace gardens, discussing their dreams and sharing laughter. Eventually, they fell in love. However, their happiness was threatened by the arrival of Mustafa, who was revealed to be a sorcerer with malevolent intentions. He had been searching for the lamp ever since Aladdin escaped the cave and had finally tracked him down. Disguised as a humble peddler, Mustafa tricked Aladdin into trading the lamp for a box of seemingly precious jewels. Once in possession of the lamp, Mustafa wasted no time in summoning the genie. His first wish was to become the Sultan, and in an instant, the palace was plunged into chaos. The true Sultan was imprisoned, and Mustafa took the throne. His second wish was for ultimate power, turning him into a sorcerer of immense strength. With his newfound abilities, he enslaved the people and ruled with an iron fist. Aladdin, stripped of his princely status and now a fugitive, knew he had to act. He and Jasmine managed to escape the palace and sought refuge with a band of rebels who had been fighting against Mustafa's tyranny. Among them was a wise old man who recognized Aladdin and recounted the legend of the magic lamp. Mustafa's power comes from the genie, the old man explained. If you can retrieve the lamp, you can defeat him. With a renewed sense of purpose, Aladdin devised a plan. He and the rebels launched a daring raid on the palace. They fought their way through the guards, their determination fueled by the hope of reclaiming their city. Aladdin and Jasmine confronted Mustafa in the throne room. A fierce battle ensued, with Mustafa's dark magic clashing against the rebels' courage. As Mustafa's attention was focused on the rebels, Aladdin seized the opportunity to snatch the lamp from the sorcerer's grasp. In a desperate move, he robbed the lamp and summoned the genie. "Genie, my final wish is for Mustafa to be stripped of his powers and banished from his land forever," Aladdin shouted. The genie, bound by his magical contract, obeyed. Mustafa's sorcery dissolved, and with a roar of fury, he was banished to a distant, barren land, never to return. The palace and city were freed from his dark influence, and the rightful Sultan was restored to the throne. The people celebrated their newfound freedom, hailing Aladdin and Jasmine as heroes. The Sultan, grateful for their bravery and sacrifice, gave his blessing for their union. Aladdin and Jasmine were married in grand ceremony, their love story becoming the stuff of legend. Despite his happiness, Aladdin couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness as he bid farewell to the genie, who had become a friend. "Thank you," Aladdin said. "I couldn't have done this without you." The genie smiled warmly. "You have a good heart, Aladdin. Remember, true strength lies not in wishes, but in the courage to do what is right." With that, the genie vanished, leaving Aladdin and Jasmine to embark on their next adventure together. They ruled with wisdom and compassion, ensuring that their city thrived in peace and prosperity. Aladdin's journey from a street urchin to prince was a testament to the power of hope, love, and the belief that even the most ordinary person can achieve extraordinary things. And so, their tale of adventure and magic lived on, inspiring generations to come.